Are you guys ready for the headliner tonight? Coming up on stage right now is a man that's been perfecting his craft for over a year now, and now he's ready to sit here and make you laugh for an hour. I want everyone to give a big round of applause for Kris, Monger!
Man, fuck that royal baby. I got an agent, his name's Monger, based out of Richmond, Virginia. He advised me that I not ever open up with that. Too abrasive, he said. No longer relevant. Not funny. And I said to him, Ron, what the fuck do you know about writing comedy? Chris fucking Monger. Whatever your comedy persona. I know it's funny and not funny, so I'll say it again. Man of that royal baby. Ron also advised me that I never run this video during my performances. Well, I got news for you, Ron. I paid Movie Magic Works, based out of West Hollywood, $449.89 from my own personal debit account to make this video. I hate to break the news to you, Ron. The video's gonna fucking run. Now we're gonna watch it. So I've been pretty excited about performing comedy here in Blacksburg, Virginia. I've been walking around a half boner all day just thinking about it. I got so much pre-cum pouring out of me, it feels like I'm pissing my pants up here. Bartender, I know I just got up here, but when you get a chance, if I could get another glass of the Sergio Mendes of Brazil 66, I'd really appreciate it. When I heard I'd be doing comedy here in Blacksburg, Virginia, I called the management at 622 North. And I said, hey, are drinks going to be on the house? And they said, well, of course drinks are going to be on the house. And drinks are on the house. Unfortunately, I forgot my ladder. Hey, let's give a big hand to all the other comedians you saw tonight. Give a big hand to Russell, great job tonight. Give a big hand to Anthony for making the show possible, making sure everyone has a good time. Thanks a lot, Anthony, for making that possible. So I was working with the SCTV comedy group out of Chicago at Second City Television. I got to meet a lot of great celebrities and a lot of great comedic legends in this world, like Harold Ramis, Bill Murray, and Dan Aykroyd. And also the black guy from Ghostbusters. He was kind of a bonus feature. So Catherine O'Hara, she taught me a lot of great tips. And comedic tip number 3 was always take full advantage of your stage. So, there we go. So, hey everybody, what's the difference between Terry Schiavo and a vegetable? Only some people hate vegetables. Ha! This is my impression of Mark Wahlberg telling me that he's immortal. Hey, this is Mark Wahlberg, yeah. I figured out recently how to be immortal. Turns out nobody tells Mark Wahlberg what to do, so why is Mark Wahlberg going to listen to his body? Doctor told me recently, Mark, you got stomach cancer. I said, hey stomach, why don't you stop having cancer down there? I feel great. 10 hours later, I'm not going back to that doctor anymore. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm now, I'm immortal. Thank you. So, who here is drinking tonight, huh? Woo!
Yeah, Kris.
Put this down. Who's popping pills?
Yeah?
Huh? Hello? Yeah. Rather good. So this act I wrote is pretty self-revealing. You guys are going to get to learn a lot about me. For one thing about being self-revealing, I have obsessive-compulsive disorder. It's OCD. I can't get this funny. And part of being OCD is a lot of times OCD people are narcissists. And I am a narcissist. And I love that about myself. So along the lines of being a narcissist, I'm going to tell you guys why I do stand-up. And this is really why I do stand-up. I do stand-up to make all my exes jealous. For a real long time, I walked around really wanting ex-pity. I really wanted to get in a car accident or something. That's a real strong emotion, a man wanting ex-pity. Well, car accidents weren't happening, so I decided to go for ex-fame jealousy. Because I want really badly one day for them to be sitting with their husband or boyfriend and be watching me on TV. And they go, well, that was okay. When in their head they're going, that was pretty dang incredible. And also I want like, one day my ex would be like tucking their kid into bed. Kid's maybe like 12 years old, a little curious about mom's life. Mom's sitting there, and they're like, hey mom, what was college like? And it's like, oh, college was fun. It's like, did you date anybody? Yeah, I did. I dated Kris Monger, actually. Kris, the comedian? Why'd you guys break up? I didn't want to marry him. You mean that fun comedian could have been our dad instead of this 5'3" banker that won't let me drink Cokes? Yeah, like, I want to ruin the relationship not between just my exes and their husbands and stuff, but their kids and their dads too. I want them to have to compare, like, their old man to the hilarious, famous Kris Monger all the time. Sorry, Dad, got a big mess on your hands. What, are you going to be a famous comedian real quick? Sorry, it ain't gonna happen. A dual date to a Subway and a Dairy Queen isn't patching this relationship up. Yeah, so it's real normal to want to mess up relationships between kids and fathers. And Ted Bundy wanted that, so that's a normal thing. You know, I found out recently I have a heart murmur, so I thought it's kind of scary. I could die from that. And I was thinking about all the great comedians in this world that have died and have lived on through time, like George Carlin and Bill Hicks and Chris Farley and Andy Kaufman and Dane Cook, all dead and all remembered forever. So I want people to remember me too. So I wrote some stuff for having a heart murmur, and I thought that I should perform it so people can go, you know, he was really brave when I died. He went up there, he made a lot of jokes about this, he wasn't scared. This is what I got. Hey, what's so funny about having a heart murmur? It's better than having a heart mumble. Oh, why do they even call them heart murmurs? What, are healthy hearts out there talking? Why'd God give me a heart murmur? I was trying to song about it. Song goes like this. I want to live through the morning light. And I want to live. Cause it feels alright, and I want to live through that cold dark night, and I want to live a good long life. So, something that's not helping my heart murmur is I smoke. I've been smoking since I was 19. I'm now about 27, and everything in my life is intertwined with smoking. Like if I'm walking around, or if I'm driving in my car, and if I'm stressed out, and if things are going okay, and if things are going like poorly, and if I accomplish something, when I drink coffee, when I drink beer, and after hangovers, and after sex, when I'm watching TV, and sunny days, and cookouts and junk. So if you're a smoker, you know how difficult it is to actually quit. Because that's a lot of stuff to be smoking all the time to have it intertwined in your life. I wasn't able to quit. I only went a week without a cigarette. But for those of you that can quit, you know, I applaud your efforts. You made a conscious decision to be a square. And that's really, really hard. So during the week where I was trying to quit smoking, I found myself doing something pretty dang pathetic. I replaced smoking with eating yogurt. I kept going to the store and buying big containers of yogurt, and I was eating them. and I looked at the side of the container and it said, 4 servings per tub, family-size serving. So not only was I eating a family-sized amount, it was being described as a tub. I went from being a cool smoker to being a guy that sits around eating tubs of yogurt all the time. And I was standing in my boxers in my full-length mirror in my apartment eating the yogurt, and I was going, I'm gonna live forever. I won't smoke anymore. And my girlfriend saw me doing this, and she said, hey, that's great, you don't smoke anymore, you just eat yogurt, that's fantastic. You know, just don't do it outside where anyone can see you. So I had nothing to be ashamed about. Like, I tried reading the nutrition label to figure out how healthy this was for me. I don't understand those stupid nutrition labels at all. It should just be a simple frowny face, smiley face system. Get the point across a lot faster, it's all I want to know anyway. It'd be funny if in the year 2050, like a little junior space cadet, like, goes into the archives of a spaceship, and his captain's like, hey, what you got there, little Johnny? Oh, that's an ancient nutrition label for the simple frowny face, smiley face system. Well, I don't think anyone can understand them, but yuppies in the 90s sure like to pretend they could. Yeah, so I don't like smoking and yogurt. And I had a little cup holder with a little container of yogurt in my car, and a spoon in my book bag, and I knew things were getting way out of hand. So, you know, if you're a smoker and you find somebody that is cool with smoking, that's kind of a hard thing to find, where a girl's like, oh, you smoke, but I don't mind, that's cool with it. Tough thing to find. So I feel really bad for guys that are on a crazy thing like meth. It's probably really hard to find a chick that's cool with that. You know, you're sitting next to her, seeing her beautiful drug-free face, and she's looking at you, and you're pulling your meth out of the couch cushion. Like, I've been meaning to tell you, you know, I do meth. It's like, oh, I know it's bad for you, but I don't mind if you do it. Oh, really? Oh. I only do it on the weekends. I'm just trying to relax, you know, it is Friday. And not just meth and cigarettes, it'd be hard to find a chick that was cool with the yogurt thing. You know, you're sitting next to her on the couch, you guys are watching a movie, and you're like, you know, kind of fidgety, and she's like, hey, you seem a little antsy. You want to go outside and have some yogurt, don't you? Yeah, I kind of do. You mind if we pause the movie real quick? Or, actually, you know what, we just keep watching the movie. I'll just eat the yogurt right here. Or aren't you worried about your apartment smelling like yogurt? No, it's okay. It doesn't bother you. Tastes like vanilla. Delicious. Anyway, now I'm smoking e-cig. That's easier. And this isn't just your standard brand e-cig. It's expensive. You know, because I'm famous. Tasty. So if you're a chick and you're pregnant, and you're worried about your pregnancy and smoking, and you're like, what's going to happen to my unborn child if I keep smoking? What's going to happen to him or her? Well, I got great news for you. The science and the research and the studies are false. My mom has a neighbor, she smoked every single day during her pregnancy, and my mom called me recently to let me know that the neighbor's child was a stillborn. So, I've yet to see the little tyke, but I'm glad to know he's alive and well. Another thing, you think breastfeeding's so important? You think you gotta do that? Well, I got more news for you. You gotta breastfeed him either. My mom didn't breastfeed me my whole time while I was being a baby. She used to just go to Exxon and buy 1986 powdered Similac milk that came in a can for $2.99. You just mix that sand up with some warm tap water, set me up with a pillow so I can watch cartoons while she goes to Burlington Coat Factory. Yeah. The pediatrician didn't think I was going to live past 6, but I showed them I'm fine. The doctor told me recently my zinc levels have only gone down to a nearly life-threatening level. So I am one healthy horse. And a nurse kept crying every time they looked at me when I was there. I don't know what was wrong with them. I guess they were sad about something. Anyway, breastfeeding, useless. Another thing, you think you have to have you're afraid of having a C-section? Stop your complaining. They're just going to slice your stomach open and staple it back shut. They're going to get that thing out of some hole. Yeah. Another thing, full of postpartum depression? Well, cheer up. You got a fun-dependent baby to take up all your time and energy, you loony goth. And another thing, if you're finding you're going to be a dad, you got 9 months to stop saying remote control and start saying clicker. So you can go, where's the clicker? It's just here. Hey, you guys how come, you guys know why Eleanor Roosevelt wanted to be FDR's first lady? Because she was tired of always only being his 5th cousin. Ha! So a little piece of trivia, hanging up in the back of the bar here, I noticed a picture of FDR in his wheelchair. There's only 2 pictures of FDR in his wheelchair, and they have one hanging up here. See? You thought I was a crazy comedian. All of a sudden I have a bunch of trivia and knowledge for you and throw at you. I'm smart too. Ha! So in college one time I got to have unprotected anal sex with my girlfriend at the time. So we had unprotected anal sex, and afterward I went pee. And when I went pee, my pee split in half, which is normal for a guy after an orgasm. Your pee splits in half. And then the second day I went pee and my pee split in half. And then a third day. And the third day I was at a coffee shop and I pushed really hard. Because if you push really hard, you can get it to come back together sort of. So I pushed really hard and it started twisting back together and a little piece of poop came flying out of my penis. So that happened to me once. So you guys think that I'm the type of guy that's just going to stand up here and talk about everyone else's buttholes? Like, oh, cool guy, going to talk about people's buttholes. Well, I'm not above talking about my butthole too. I'll talk about it as well. I'm not above it. I don't mind being a bottom. I'll talk about my butthole all day. So, anyway, one time a while back, I had to have a partial sigmoidoscopy. And for those of you that don't know what that is, it's kind of like a colonoscopy, except with no anesthesia or anesthetics or whatever, local or otherwise. They also don't use any of that, what's it called? A care. They don't use that or tenderness either. So, and you might say, Kris, you're such a young man. Why'd you have to have a partial sigmoidoscopy? Well, doctors thought I had an internal hemorrhoid. Why? I kept bleeding out of my ass. But I don't want to bore you with the details on how I got there. This story basically starts with me laying on my side in the butt doctor's hospital. So I'm laying on my side with my butt exposed in this paper gown in this dark room, and in front of me is a big plasma TV that's turned off. So I'm laying there for about a half hour in the dark, just the natural light from the windows are coming in, and then the doctor comes in. He was really nice. I think he said hi, and then the TV screen turned on, and the video on the TV looked like the ceiling of the room I was laying in. And all of a sudden the video starts going crazy and spinning around the room, and I look over my shoulder, and the doctor's whipping around this crazy cord and unraveling it. And I'm watching the screen, and all of a sudden my butt shows up, and the camera comes flying in my butt. My butt blows up on the camera, and it goes in my butthole, and that hurt. And it hurt really bad, and it hurt worse than it probably should have normally. I should have had a thing or two up my butt. Well, anyway, this one hurt worse than normal because I had to drink milk of magnesium for 2 or 3 days for the surgery, which makes you go to the bathroom a lot. So my butt was really tender, like when you have a runny nose and wiped it too many times. So when it goes in my butt, it's really painful, and then I get to find out all the disgusting wonders of our bodies. So, and beyond your butthole, I don't know if you guys know this, the poop room. So, you might say, and you drank that milk of magnesia, how'd you know there's supposed to be poop in there? Well, funny story, the dark catacomb housed inside your ass for 27 years that holds poop, and it actually gets poop smeared on the walls. So I deduced it, I figured it out. So beyond the poop room, this was amazing, you have a second inner butthole that opens and closes and you can't feel. So on the screen I saw my second inner butthole opening and closing, and it goes into that. After it gets in there, he went all through my gutty was. So he's driving through it, and I'm watching on the screen. It was horrible. It was like torture. Every single time he got to a bend, I saw it coming, and I could feel it happen. It was horrible. It was like a horrible vision that someone remembers about an alien abduction that, while under hypnosis, they remember it, go into a coma as a result. But I actually remember the whole thing. So, anyway, after he went through my butt forever, he told me that I didn't have any hemorrhoids or anything. So I left there with a clean bill of health and 2 tear ducts full of salty, bubbling shame. So, funny story, partial sigmoidoscopies were actually invented by in the 1940s by the Nazis. And when they invented these things, they didn't have the right technology to perfect them. But nowadays, with modern technology, doctors are able to do the partial sigmoidoscopies just the way the Nazis intended. With a mile-long cord and a giant Samsung 60-inch glass, 59 to 1/9 inch diagonal inch, plasma 1080p, 600 hertz, HD TV in front of you where you can watch the whole thing happen. So when I got out of the hospital, I was going through a breakup at the time, so I was writing a lot of sad breakup poetry. So in the midst of writing the sad breakup poetry, I got out to the car afterward and I had a feeling like I got a good poem here. So I wrote one. So it goes like this. All of my organs filled with... Thank you. My cigarette. I can see everybody. A little way now. All of my organs filled with love following my heart. And my appendix became so large, I could now again digest bark. Living in hell disguised as an apartment, asking for nothing of me, except for my rent. Thank you. Thank you very much. Comes from an important place. So I asked a woman to marry me recently, and how did I know this was the woman that I wanted to marry, the person I wanted to spend the rest of my life with? We were in a field together, and she was running toward me in this field. And she looked so beautiful with the big puffy clouds above her and the green trees. I thought, this is it. This is the image. This is the image that's going to haunt my mind when I'm on death row one day. This image of her running toward me. So that's a beautiful place in a man's heart to be your death row image. So anyway, I wanted to buy her a good ring, so I went, it was really unique, so I went to Payless. They had this space-age polymer there called plastique. They had them by the registers, and I bought them. And you know how an engagement ring's supposed to be like 6 paychecks? The guy heard I was getting married, he got me down to 5. That was great. So he wrote down my social security number and took a picture of my driver's license using his Game Boy camera. And then he set me up a direct deposit with Chuck E. Cheese through Silly Bank. And now I have increment payments happening after every paycheck for the next 6 months. At like $299 payments or something like that. And this guy was a computer whiz. He got me in and out of there in like 5 minutes, and then he locked the door. It was great. And then I get to give her that beautiful ring. So before I got engaged, I've always been worried about, like, I figure there's a time where you and your fiance, like, bare your souls and tell each other all your secrets. Well, I mean, I've been around the block a few times. I'm not into voyeurism or exhibitionism, but one time I had sex with a girl in her dorm room while her roommate watched and knit a pillow during it. So you might say, hey, how'd that happen? Well, me and my girlfriend at the time started having sex, and the roommate was in there and never left. So that's happened. So I imagine, you're telling your fiance about it, the night you're bearing your soul, and she's like, this one time in high school, I snuck into a movie once. It's like, okay, I've seen porn before, I've watched porn. Wow, okay, so you've seen porn before. I guess we can get past that. This one time I smacked my puppy on the nose for peeing, and I shouldn't have done that because that was a mean thing to do. Like, okay, the puppy thing. Well, honey bunny, this one time I fucked a girl while her roommate watched while knitting a pillow. And one time I caught chlamydia in a threesome, and that just cleared up with an antibiotic. That's true, it's just called doxycycline. It goes away pretty quickly. So after it's gone, you had it. But anyway, I never got to the point where I bared my soul to the fiance. That engagement I'm telling you about, I had to cancel it. I canceled it. She called the whole thing off. Why? Because I was happy. I was so happy being engaged to her, and I have to be a little bit depressed to write good stand-up, so I did this to protect my art. And it hurt when I sat across from her in that Quiznos, and I sat across from her crying face, and I told her she was ugly. That hurt. She's not ugly, she's beautiful, and it hurt me, but this worked like a charm. When I got out to my car, I thought of a great joke. It goes like this. Hey, what's with all you people in the big bad world, and you're driving around your car, and you're picking your nose? We can see you, the windows are clear. What the heck? So now that I'm single, though, and a famous celebrity, I can sleep with all sorts of celebrities I'd like to sleep with. Like Amy Poehler, Amy Mann, Lindsay Lemon from 30 Rock from the Sun, even one of the Kardashians. Yeah, the one with the forehead even. I don't care. I'm not picky. So now that I'm performing in Blacksburg, I know a lot of you people in here are 20-somethings. And you 20-somethings live in a lot of temporary housing. So this is something pretty fun you can do. Before you move out of your apartment and move into a new one, you go make a duplicate of the key, and then just write forgiveness and put it in an envelope and write forgiveness on it in cursive handwriting with a period at the end. Then go to your old apartment and put it on the door, and then just leave. And then the new tenant's gonna find it and be like, forgiveness, what the? And they're gonna open it, there's gonna be a key in it. You're like, what? And then it's gonna open the door. Like, what the hell is this? And that can only be loosely defined as harassment. At least that's what my lawyer keeps telling me. So I highly recommend it. It's a real hoot. So hitchhiking's really dangerous. So you should always show the driver you have a gun. So he knows you play it safe. I've been eating a lot of Flintstones vitamins lately. I've been taking these Flintstones vitamins. And I went to my doctor and I said, Doc, I keep eating Flintstones vitamins. And he said, Kris, you gotta stop taking these Flintstones vitamins. You're addicted to these things. You're killing yourself. And that wasn't it. I was Oxycontin. I'm addicted to Oxycontin. And I have HPV. But I don't want to be a hypochondriac about this. I'm just going to go ahead and let nature run its course. So my lamp keeps falling over. It turns out I messed up and bought heavy bulbs. So a few months ago, I'm a little freaked out. A few months ago, I was up in the D.C. area. I was driving around. I didn't know it. Turns out I was driving around the HIV-2 lane, so waiting on a couple test results. This is my impression of Will Smith. Woo! This is my impression of my dentist telling me that his son's a magician. He's like, how's Patrick? Well, he's a magician. All right. That's that one? Show of hands, whoever thinks that Dennis Leary's a funny man. Woo! Huh. So I got a job down at a farm. It's nice to finally have a stable job. So I don't know why everyone's so afraid of the Ku Klux Klan. I'm not scared of them. This is my impression of a woman telling the police that Reese Witherspoon just kidnapped her baby. Look, I don't know who it was. I'm just saying she looked familiar. So this is a joke you're supposed to do when you do stand-up comedy, and it's like the most important joke in the world. And so I've written one for myself. You always have to write your own version. So a man and a woman are building a house. They're building this house together, and the dad's male friends come over, like 4 or 5 guys to help build the house. And then the dad and mom's daughter comes over. She's like 23, and she goes in the bathroom and she goes poop. Then she goes poop. She comes out of the bathroom, and the contractor walks in the living room and says, "What the heck do you guys call yourselves?" And they go, "The Aristocrats." Thank you. So I got to use sheepskin condoms recently. I got to use these condoms, and sheepskin condoms are great. So I opened up the package, and sheepskin condoms are really thin and veiny, and they have a thin piece of gristle running through them, like a thin piece of ham. And there's a little baggie inside full of twine. It doesn't come with elastic. You got to tie the twine to the shaft of your dick. And it was kind of bloody. And you had to take a little bit of sheep's fur off it. And it gave a little brown scroll of instructions on how to use it. And a little Scottish guy with a shillelagh came out from under the sink and told me how great sheepskin condoms are. And sheepskin condoms are really great, but the only problem is they only protect against pregnancy and not STDs. Which is great news, because that lady I don't know or talk to anymore doesn't have a baby. But I just have genital herpes simplex 2 from her. But thank God I'm not watching a little baby growing up go from a young little boy or girl to a full-grown man or lady. I'm not helping them play with toys or play outside or watch cartoons, helping them with their homework or their crossword puzzles on Martin Luther King's Day, with the words dream written diagonally and backwards. I'm not doing any of that fun stuff. I had a pussy open sore cock. Sounds good to me. Hey, you guys know John Wayne, the great American cowboy, the Duke? Yeah? E6, smoke indoors. So, everyone always thinks John Wayne's so great. Well, I read about him online. Turns out Wayne was his middle name. His last name was Gacy. His full name was John Wayne Gacy. He used to murder little boys like dressed like a clown. Stuff them in his crawl space. This is horrible. He used to call him the child clown serial killer. And this wasn't hard info to look up. I just found it online. I don't know, everyone always thinks John Wayne's so great. Anyway, in the 90s, he changed his last name to Bobbitt. His wife cut off his penis in Northern Virginia and threw it in the field. That's weird, too. Anyway, I'm going to make it my life's mission to drag his good name through the dirt and let everybody know that John Wayne was a child clown murdering, killing a ridiculous freak. Microphone, yeah! So for this next bit, I'm going to need a lovely lady from the audience to come up here. So don't be intimidated. It's going to be loads of fun. I swear. It's going to be really fun. You want to come up? It's going to be great. Come on up. Don't be shy. I promise it'll be fun. Yeah, come on. We're going to do some support. Yeah, here she comes. Hello, here, step on up. Hi, my name's Kris. Hi. Bet you'll never wash that hand again, will you? Just kidding. So let's see what we're working with here. All right. What was your name again?
Teresa.
Teresa. Hi, Teresa. Teresa, you know, being a great performer like me, and in order to be, you have to be well versed in multiple facets of performance art. And you have to be really multi-talented to, you know, please the multiple audiences out there.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Right. So, that having been said, I have a talent. I can make balloon animals. You want to have a balloon animal?
What are you gonna make?
What's your favorite animal in the whole world?
A tiger.
Well, they're striped. These are one color. So besides tigers, what's your favorite animal?
Flamingo.
All right, pink, long legs. Okay. Got it. Wait a minute. You said.
You dropped it.
All right, you drop it. All right, well, I'll make you a flamingo. Hang on a second. I'm having a lot of trouble with that actually, so we'll just forget about that. I can do a magic trick. You want to do a magic trick with me? Hey, don't be scared. Ready? You can choke me. I'm like Houdini up here. Come on, choke me. I can take it. Come on. This is great. Choke me. I can handle it. Do it hard. I'm like Houdini. Come on, a little harder. I got this. All right, forget it. So, I'm just kidding about forget it. You're a real good sport, actually. I'll walk you back to your seats. Come on with me. Yeah, give them a big round of applause. Of course you're short. Hey, hey, who's having a great time out here tonight? Having a good time? Hey, having fun? Hey, what are you drinking there? Scotch. Scotch, yeah. Hey, what's going on over here? Hi, my name's Kris. What are you drinking?
Ice cubes.
Ice cubes now. What were you drinking?
It was gin.
You should go get another. Did you enjoy your summer?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Nope. That's that. Give my volunteer a big round of applause. She's a real good sport up there. So, I'm a masochist, and people always say you should treat people the way you would like to be treated. Well, that gets really weird when you're a masochist, so I just do not treat people the way I would like to be treated. For those of you that don't know what masochism is, it means you get off on pain and humiliation. And telling a room full of people that you're a masochist, telling a bunch of people that you like the smell of gasoline. It's weird, it's embarrassing, other people that like it do not talk about it, so it's a pretty good comparison to it. And it doesn't just have to be chains and whips and stuff like that, it doesn't have to be physical humiliation, I also like psychological humiliation. Like, I really dig it when a girl acts really bored and yawns during sex. I think that's just the best. So, if you're a sadist or a dominatrix or just a little sleepy, you should hit me up. We can hang out. So, I'm really glad no one out there has been heckling me tonight. So I got some heckler material that... Boo! Yeah, like booze and... Yeah, dude, stop. I got this heckler material.
Yeah, you suck.
Oh no, hey! Don't tell me I suck. All right. I'm glad you're not heckling me. So this is something I forgot. This is something I always write down. I always want to do during stand-up, and I always forget about it, and then just dismiss it because it's stupid, but I'm going to do it tonight. Jackson Fart Polyp. That's it. That's that old joke. So I have an idea for a restaurant now that I'm famous. I figure I have a really great restaurant idea. And it's something that I want to open up, and it's $1 billion idea. And it's called Sliders, presented by Vaseline. It's this restaurant where when you go there, it's normal food like hamburgers and fries and stuff and Cokes. And you hang out, you eat your food. And then when you're done, you tell the waiter or waitress, like, hey, can I get these fries to go? And fitted in the middle of the table, fitted right in the center, is a hard piece of plastic cylinder. And it says Vaseline printed on all the sides. And when you get to-go food, the waiter or waitress opens this up with a key and opens the lid, and it's full of Vaseline. And then they just slide your food with the Vaseline into the box and give it to you. $1 million idea. I know you think it sounds kind of stupid, but it's a normal restaurant. So then afterward, when you go home to your roommate, you tell your roommate, they're like, well, how was the new restaurant? It's like, that's pretty good, but when I got to-go food, they put Vaseline all over it. It's like, what, all over your food? Why? I don't know. But did the waiter get in trouble for doing this? No, the place is called Vaseline's or something. I think they were supposed to do it. And then your roommate's going to go, I gotta see this. And they're going to go there, eat food, leave some fries, just to see the Vaseline thing. It's $1 million idea. People would go to this restaurant. I have another idea. It's for Ultimate Thrill Seekers Vacations. So I'm going to throw a little piece of trivia at you. Did you know that the Louvre gets more foreign visitors in 1 hour than North Korea gets in an entire year? See? No one wants to go there. They're scared of it. Ultimate thrill. So, you go to North Korea, and I've looked it up. How do foreign visitors actually go to North Korea? Well, the way foreign visitors go to North Korea is you start in South Korea, and you travel on a guided bus tour with armed guards up through North Korea. And when you go through North Korea, they take you through all the capital cities and stuff, and you have armed guards with you the whole time. It takes like 3 days. Well, you can't get in much trouble if you don't, it's not going to be very exciting. You have armed guards with you. It's a standard thing. So what you do is you take a briefcase with you and take a bunch of dot matrix printouts, with the ribbons on the side, a big stack of them, and just have it say spy over and over again. And then like 2 days into the tour, stand there like looking at a building next to an armed guard and hit the lock by accident. Just let this all spill out. And let the spy paperwork spill out. And then when the guards are standing there screaming at you with their guns in Korean, you just like get on the ground, picking up your papers, apologizing a bunch. Be sure to use the word spy and espionage and nuclear and radioactive and great leader in America and sorry and stuff like that. Just keep saying stuff like that. Oh, and on your hands and knees, suspiciously smash your camera too while screaming, I'm sorry. I guarantee you're going to spend the rest of your life in a re-education camp or doing forced, unwanted, like hard labor against your will. And who knows what you do from there? Ride it out? Try to escape? This is your thrill-seeker vacation. Have fun with it. Do whatever you would want to do. I have a movie idea for North Korea. It's called Walk to North Korea. And it's a guy who lives in a European country, and his big plan is to go to North Korea, and he's going to save the world. He's going to go to North Korea and kill the great leader by just walking into the country and killing anyone that gets in his way. So the movie's 2 hours of him traveling through European countries and climbing mountains. When he gets to the gate, he just steps over the gate and everyone's yelling at him, and then they shoot him, and then he dies, and then the credits roll. It's called Walk to North Korea. So North Korean chicks, they're pretty attractive. I think it's a government-issued decree that they have to wear little schoolgirl outfits or little sailor uniforms whenever they're on the news. I don't know what I like more, North Korean girls that are wearing little outfits like that, or Russian women that are 7 feet tall wearing jumpsuits with the sleeves rolled up holding Cold War era walkie-talkies. They're great in their own individual way. Anyway, so another thing that's attractive about North Korean girls, they're all completely nuts. Whenever they're on TV, they're just talking about how much they love the great leader and stuff. And you know what's great about crazy chicks? They're demons in the sack. They always are. Everyone knows that. So anyway, like, I don't know why guys always have such a problem when they have a female stalker. If I had a chick that was obsessed with me so badly that they followed me around and called me obsessively and stalked my Facebook and threatened me with a knife in a deserted Sears parking lot at 1 in the morning while I'm by my car, I would be flattered by that. I just don't get it. I think they're okay. Yeah, my cards here. North Korean chicks. Oh, you know what really sucks? When nice dogs bark at you. You know, like when you come into someone's house and the dog starts barking like crazy and they're like, I don't know why they're barking, they're nice to everybody. Everyone in the room thinks you must be a murderer or completely insane if the world's nicest dog only barks at you. Well, I got news for you. Dogs are not psychic. They're not. Because whenever I'm at a red light and I see a dog in the car next to me, I don't let the owner see me doing this, but I look at the owner and I visualize really graphically murdering them. And so far a dog has never barked at me for this. So they can't be very psychic. I got more news for you. Gorillas at the zoo, those signs that say not to, approach them backwards and don't look at them in the eyes and stuff, bunch of crap. I've walked up to gorillas with my eyes wide, my nostrils snaring, glaring, and my teeth exposed, and my chest out and standing tall, and thought really vivid thoughts about mating with their females. And so far, the gorillas never. Is it so much to see a gorilla go bananas? Yeah, right. They sit there and do nothing. Very boring. Anyway, but those signs at the zoo where it says that the hippos, don't feed the hippos quarters or they'll die, that's actually true. And you're not going to find, after you give them a quarter, you're not going to find out while you're there. You're going to find out a day or two later on the news. I'm telling you, one giant captive mammal dies in America and the whole world starts talking. So, but I like animals. I think I pet a cat once. That was pleasant. So I had this middle school teacher that I realized I gave up an opportunity for sex when I was in middle school with this middle school teacher. Her name was, well, I'm not going to tell you her name, but she looked like Uma Thurman from Pulp Fiction. She had like shoulder-length brunette hair and her bangs were cut. And she used to tell me, hey Chris, if you ever run away from home, you can come hang out with me. And if you want to come over and watch a movie, go ahead. That was in 8th grade, and I didn't want to hang out with the teacher, so I didn't. And I realized recently, Miss Coleman wanted to have sex with me. So I could have lost my virginity and been on CNN. So I had a lot of attention during puberty from older women like teachers like that, but it's okay, I turned out fine. So I have obsessive impulsive disorder, like I said earlier, I have OCD. So I have OCD, and those of you who don't know what OCD is, it means it's obsessive compulsive disorder, and it means that you have intrusive thoughts that you can't stop. And so to stop these thoughts, you do stuff like you do obsessive behaviors to try and fight it. So you count what's in your pockets, and you wash your hands obsessively. I wipe my ass obsessively. It's really gross. Toilet paper in my bathroom goes brown, white, and then red. So it's pretty awful. So I've been taking OCD medicine. It's called Luvox. I've been taking it for a while now, and Luvox is pretty amazing. I can do stuff faster. I can concentrate. But I only have a month's worth of medicine. So I'm really worried when I run out, the doctor's going to be like, hey, did you enjoy that month? And I'm like, yeah, it was really great. Can I get some more pills? I'm like, no! Hey, welcome back to hell! Your head's the prison, and your brain's the prisoner and the warden. It's a horrible nightmare world. I hope it's not going to be like that movie that came out. You know, where the guy takes the pill to use 100% of his brain. What's that called?
Limitless.
Limitless.
No, that's not it. It's Crank or Gran Torino. Taken, something like that. That's a good movie. My first 24 hours on this medicine, I thought of a joke, and this is what I came up with. Which was pretty funny, but I couldn't think of a punchline. So this OCD medicine, Luvox, is pretty great, but it has a lot of side effects. For one thing, it said that I might have violent tendencies. You know, so I went and got a cat to keep me relaxed and calm, and I pet the cat, and if I get too aggressive, I just hit the cat. I'm just kidding, I didn't buy a cat, you stupid fox! So what do normal people do if they don't want to touch light switches obsessively or file receipts? They just don't do it. It's that easy for them. What do I have to do? I gotta take medicine with a bunch of side effects like aggression and drowsiness, and I can't handle caffeine and all this crap. The fact that I take medicine for it is almost more embarrassing than the problems themselves. So, like, I wouldn't want to have to tell someone with actual problems about my OCD problems. Like, if the doctor was like, Chris, you can have this medicine, but first, I want you to go down to the amputee ward on the other end of the hospital and tell them what's wrong with you. And then I go down there and it's like, hi, Miss Jacobson? Oh, hi! My name's Chris. I came here to get OCD medicine. The doctor told me to come talk to you. Well, I can see you have no arms and legs. Well, maybe I think you're an asshole. And you don't even have to be like a double amputee. Like, you could be like missing a tooth. I probably wouldn't want to mention it. Like, you got a bad enough cut on your knee. Like a little kid, they fall off their bike in a park. You're like, oh, that looks like a really bad fall, buddy. Like, I have OCD, and that means I'm cleaning my toilet a lot. It really sucks. And, oh, you want me to find your mom? She's in the green Nissan van? I'll find her. So, I've had OCD since I was a really little kid. One time in first grade, my teacher told me about all the great people in this world that grapple with OCD. Her list consisted of Howie Mandel and Mark Summers. So, it didn't make me feel too confident about what the world had to offer me, but I'll show her and be a better entertainer than them combined. Watch this. Yeah, I play accordion, they can't do that. I just do game shows in Bobby's World. Lose all their Jerry curls in the 2000s. There we go. Howie Mandel Jerry curls, remember? On Bobby's World?
Yeah.
Yeah. Poorly animated, you should check it out again. That's as good as you remember. Stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy. Yeah. Thank you. lately, we filmed the episode about 2 weeks ago. It's going to be airing September 25th, so check your local listing, check your USA Network showtime, be sure to tune in. Me and her hooked up backstage. Turns out she likes having oral sex while wearing her underwear, which I thought was kind of kinky. But she's also fond of farting during it, which was a little less than enjoyable. She told me we can have oral sex and no reciprocation necessary. So after I ate her out, she refused to blow me. I gave her cold sores on her nipples. Turns out anywhere it's pink and fleshy, you can get them. I've had cold sores since I was a real little kid, so I always learn something new about them every couple of years. That's a new thing I learned recently. Anyway, on the episode, she nominates me New York's most eligible bastard. So it's a pretty good time. Be sure to tune in. I'm hoping for high Nelson Mandela ratings, so tune into that. If you want to get in touch with me, my contact information is, in case you haven't seen on the screen, it's hilarious _ guy _ comedy 2011 at intellis.net. I have a second email address, funny2013 _ comedy at bios.net. I also have an AIM, it's written in LEET. That's hilarious, spelled H1L4R10U5 _ comedian 2005. Like me on Facebook, just Kris Monger. Like my YouTube channel, also Kris Monger. My agent, Ron Unger, asked that I not give his personal contact information out during live performances. So you get in touch with me, I'll get you in touch with him, and we'll work it out. I'm currently working with a improv group based out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. We're going to be touring in November. Well, we're planning on touring in November, and the tour is called LOL, L-O-L, Lawlem and Grundy versus the World 2013 tour. And we have an opening act that will be traveling with us, the LOL, L-O-L, Lol Dun Symphony Burpchestra. It's a group of guys that do a cappella music, but with burps and farts, so it's kind of fun. So come check us out. Ticketmaster will not be selling tickets, but at the end of this month, CVS's in Virginia and North Carolina will be selling tickets, as well as Wawa's in Maryland. So be sure to come out and check out the show. Tonight's performance I have available on floppy disks. Oh my god. The floppy disks don't work on Windows 98 OS or further, but I got a plugin downloading at the hotel room that I think is going to make it so I can get make these work. So if you buy them, just catch me on I'll be on the Doom message boards. I only have the shareware edition, so I'll be in the room with 200 plus users. But just look for me, you'll find me, and I'll send you a link to the plugin. You can download it, and then these will work. So thanks everybody. Have a great night tonight.
Everybody, please give a big